Hi folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Right, well, if you watched last week's video, you'd have seen me doing a repair to this pole. This is the one that I got caught in this butt strap down here, which you probably can't see. It got hit by a gust of wind when I was fishing, and it went that way very fast, got all snaggled up, and broke the end off here. So, this is my bush fix, or bodge job. Got the word out finally. And all I've done is I've got some epoxy. I've made a sleeve which is about 70mm long on the 3D printer, slid it down, glued it all up. That black stuff is whipping, and again you can watch this on the video. I'll put a link up above for you so you can see. But the idea is that this has got to work today, because I'm fishing in a few days time a 3-day match at a very big venue which has some very good fish in it, and it's massive. So if this breaks off, I've had it, because it's going to be a pole fishing and feeder fishing venue. So anyway, let's put this together first of all, see what happens. I haven't got a rig on yet. It's about 7 meters to that point where it's broken. So if I just line this up. Now, again, you probably can't see too well, and I'm going to struggle to hold that, but basically that goes in quite neatly. I've actually got some little lines on there where I want it to get to. It's a little bit stiffish when I do it. I'll just get these aligned. There we go. A little bit stiff because obviously I've sanded the inside down as best I can, but it's going to take a little bit of wearing in and out. So I decided I'm going to fish at 11 meters today for the simple reason that it's pretty flat. This is Den's Pond for anyone that doesn't know. And I want to give it a good test. So it's a good 3 or 4 meters in front of me and 7 meters from the tip where that break was. So first of all then, let's make like we're going to strike. Hope it works. That's a pretty good bounce. I'll put a rig on. I'll get myself set up. And then what we'll do is we'll have a bit of fishing. Now, I'm going to have a couple of swims. I've got a marker out there at 11 meters, another one over there at 11 meters, and I'm also going to fish down there. I've actually got a camera set up down there, but you can see that bunch of reeds sticking up. That's at 11 meters as well. So I'm going to fish down there, because usually the bigger fish end up down there. So let's get myself set up and we'll get this show on the road. I've got my 2 swims at 11 meters, and probably need to adjust this elastic shortly. It's looking a bit slack. Okay, right. At 11 meters, I've got about 3 feet. That's 9 inches, so yeah, it's about 3 feet overall. I'm using 6-pound main line. That's the Guru drag line, because I like that here, and an 020 bottom for Matrix with a size 14 B911 hook. And that's how I'm going to fish out there at 11 meters. But we've had a bit of an issue already. I set a camera up to look at those reeds down there, because that's where I was going to be fishing, but it turns out that just at the edge of those reeds it's about that deep. So I can go a little bit further out, and it's probably about that deep there, sort of, you know, a foot or so. But if I go to my right, I've actually got a good depth. That's probably 25 inches, 2 feet or so. The only problem is I've never caught anything down there, but I have set up a camera down there just in case. Having issues with that, of course, as usual, but it looks like it's recording. So we're going to give this a go. And what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to put a little bit of bait in through the pot. I really must tighten that elastic down a little bit. There we go. Right, a little bit of bait in through the pot. This place just doesn't seem to respond to ground bait, so little pinch of pellets, 3 or 4 bits of corn, and I'm going to go out there, as we say, to 11 meters. And feed both swims to start off with. I'm only going to be here for 3, maybe 4 hours today, so hopefully that's enough time to prove whether this bush fix is going to work or not. And it's actually quite warm today, and this pole's red hot. Okay, so there's some bait in there. We'll do the same on the other side. Then I'll get the little zoom camera set up so you can see the bites, because I know you like to see the bites. Well, I know I do when I watch videos anyway. I'm just going to start off with a single piece of corn and see how we go from there. Now, there's a little bit of a breeze, as you can probably see, coming right to left, so that's going to put pressure on the pole. But not only that, I've got the pole pot on, as you know, and I'm going to leave that on because that'll also mean that it gets more affected by wind. So let's get out there and see what we can do by way of getting a bite. That slips through the hands okay. I mean, obviously it does catch a little bit as I go through my hands, but that's obviously to be expected. Not much you can do about that. Let's get this set right, get my sunglasses on. Probably going to have to hold the pole because it probably will move that way if I'm not careful. And for any of you that haven't watched my videos before, I tend to use the noddy bar or pole rest because of the arthritis in that thumb there, but I'm also starting to get it in this one now. But hey, can't complain. I'm out fishing and life's good. About 20 minutes in and no bites yet. That's not unusual for this place. It's kind of unusual compared to all the other places I fish because, as probably mentioned before, it doesn't really respond to ground bait and it responds to very light feeding. So I'm just going to put a few more pellets in, literally looking at half a dozen. Again, half a dozen bits of corn. I'm going to feed both in the left and right hand swims. But what is of interest is that the wind's changed direction. It's coming this way now and it's quite gusty at times. Mostly it's not too bad, but there's been times where I've had to really hold the pole from sliding sideways, which obviously is putting pressure onto that joint, which helps. Of course, the real test is going to come when I get a fish on. I'm hoping, obviously, first of all, let's get something about a pound, and then after that, get a bit of confidence in what we're doing, and hopefully catch a few more. But I'll come back to you as soon as I've got a bite. GoPro, start recording. Bite. It's not big, but I'm just panicking a bit. Well, I'm down to that section. There was no creaking noises. So, do I touch wood and hope? We shall see. Something to bear in mind is because it's actually fairly shallow in this swim, even out at 11 metres, I probably will end up switching between the left and right swims because they do tend to get a bit panicked if you're not careful. But good start, got me £1 fish. And that was literally, oh I don't know, a minute after you saw me feeding, so things are moving according to plan. We'll see how we go, keep still fish. But yeah, nice little fish, eh? I'm going to go back out on that one, but there's a big cloud of muck came up. As I said, it's a fairly silty-ish bottom and also it's shallow. So we may end up spooking them, but we'll see. Main thing is, just get a few fish in, get yourself some confidence in your repair, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be all right for going to the big tournament this weekend. Right, this is actually not too bad at all. And I don't feel it's unbalancing the pole either. I was quite concerned about that. But so far, it's not really feeling unbalanced, which is good news. GoPro, start recording. Slightly better maybe. I've actually got 3 maggots on. I don't usually use maggots. I've been making some just to have a bit of a practice at it. But I just thought I'd try them because I wasn't getting many bites. And in fact, I'm still not getting many bites, but hey, it got me this one. It's only another small one. I was hoping it was bigger, but I mean, so far, I know the fish are only small, but you know, touching wood, as I say, we are actually catching an odd one here and there to test the pole, and the wind gets up occasionally to give it a good bend from the blow, and I've swallowed it. Look, probably about 45 minutes in by now, and it's pretty slow, but as I say, we're having odd fish, albeit small ones, and the pole is standing up, certainly so far, so good. I could do something about £2 now, and then something about £4 just to keep the old trial going. Okay, well, we're at a situation now where I'm just not getting many bites today. It's unusual for Den's Pond, but it can happen. So we're probably coming up for about an hour in, and I'm going to go out on the margin rig. I'm going to go off to my right first of all. As I said at the start, it's not normally where I'd fish, because I don't normally catch fish down there for some unknown reason, but it's deeper down that side, so I'm going to give it a try, see what happens. I will give the one to the left a go, but that's really shallow, close in by that reed bed there, reed bush. But there's the section there that's broken, or was broken. I'll take off the last section because I'm only going to fish at 9 metres on this one, but we've still got the leverage on the pole, and we'll see how this goes. Nope, nothing down there, so pretty much is normal for that side. I really don't know why that happens, but it does. So we'll go back to 11 metres and we'll try down to the left. I am going to be over depth on that one by quite some ways, but we'll see if we get any indications, and we'll worry about depth shortly. Probably got 9 inches there, I reckon. Any closer in and you're literally into 3 inches. But that's where I normally catch fish. And guess what? Straight away. Told you, didn't I? Isn't it absolutely amazing how this happens? And it's actually taken off quite a good amount of line. Look at that. Line? Of course, what I meant to say is elastic. So let's give it some pressure. This is what I was hoping for. Something these sorts of sizes. It's got a good bend in the pole. Amazing, eh? Come on, fish. And he's pulling it around quite well. That's a fair bit of pressure going on that section. You can maybe see the bend. Right, here's the section. And, well, no cracks so far anyway. But that was a good test. Obviously it's not as hard as it'll be on the big matches, but that was quite good. Quite pleased about that. And of course I've moved the camera that was looking at it down that side. So what we'll do is I'll see if I can move that camera to look at it, but to be honest, I'll probably spook all the fish as well. So we'll catch this one, move the camera, and then we'll go back out there in front just for a short while. Now we might try and concentrate a little bit more on this edge, because they are bigger down there, as you can see. Not massive, but it'll do me. Whew. That's probably £3. Right, let's sort this camera out so you can see the bites. I've refed the left-hand margin, and I've moved that camera down there now. And because of all the commotion with the fish and me, I'm just going to have a quick go out in the main open swim here. Oof, something spooked something down there. There's obviously fish down there still. Nope, nothing else happening out there either. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll bring this in, I'll retrieve my sunglasses, and then we'll go back down there and just see if we can put one or two together. It doesn't have to be a long session, I just need to catch a few. Got the other rig, got 2 bits of corn on it. We're going back down to the left. We're going to give that another bash. I'm left-handed, so it's always more difficult to fish with a pole down to the left, because you've got to take it out like that. You've got to swing it around. Right. Oh, something jumped down there as well. Let's put this in. See what happens next. Excuse my back. Could do with 2 or 3 more, sort of 3 or 4 pounders, just to give myself a bit more confidence. But certainly so far, yeah. Oh, and oof. Well, certainly came back at a rate of knots, didn't it? Probably got a tangle. Let's move the shots or the float. Just come down with the float a little bit. Got everything attached. Obviously just foul hooked or just pulled out. But there's fish there, so I'll go back in and try. Nope, still nothing. We'll give it some time to settle. In the meantime, we'll go down to the right. Not expecting too much from down there, but you never know, one day I'll catch from this area. It's never happened yet. Is that a bite? Yes, it is a bite. Whoa, straight into the side. That's a novelty. Not a big fish, but hey, probably my first fish from down there. Well, kind of tiny. But hey, fish is a fish is a fish. I'm happy with it. I thought it was running towards me. I didn't actually see it too well, but you know, it's probably what, 6 ounces or so. Oh. Well, not good when you miss bites, Den. But there's fish down there, that's the main thing. Told you catching that one from the right was a fluke, didn't I? Nothing since. It looks like I'm going to have to concentrate on just whatever's down on the left. See what happens. Yeah, we'll do that. As I said before, don't need a long session, just need one where I put a few fish in the net. And I think that's actually a liner, but yeah, it was. I could see the swirl. It's probably only 6 inches deep there. Even then I nearly struck. Oh! Now that's going to put some pressure on the pole. Yeah, that's got some good pressure going on, isn't it? Down there, look. Hopefully you can see this. Well, happy about that so far anyway. Oof, yeah. It's not huge. But yeah, it's making a fair dash for freedom. I'm actually past the section now where the pressure was going to be an issue, but it was good enough for me. This must have been the one that was rolling over the top of the line seconds before I hit it. Glad I didn't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Alright, come on fish, you can give up now. I need to get another one. I know these sections work, I just need to make sure the fixed one works. Right. And he's sort of a good 4 pound, I reckon. And that's the kind of fish I'm hoping to be putting a lot of the net in. A lot into the net anyway when I go on that match. on that tournament. GoPro, start recording. Oh yes, put a bit of pressure on, isn't it? Oh, well, that's not a bad bit of pressure. That's way down there. Look, and heading for that reeds. Come on, you can come out of there now. Well, quite a bit of sideways pressure going on here, and I'm putting more on than I need to just to test that pole section. And so far we're not having any issues. Pole's hot though. Come on fish, you can give up now. Here we go. Yeah. Come on. Gotcha. Well, I'd have to say that is a relief. That is probably best part of 4.5 pounds, maybe a little bit more, but it's a nice fish, and I'm going to end the day on that. I have to admit, when I first started, I was actually quite concerned that this repair wouldn't work, but it's had a good workout. I mean, from really tentative stuff with tiny fish at the start, working up to this, which is, as I say, biggest one of the day, 4.5, maybe 5 pounds. It's done great. So it hasn't yet done 8 and 10, 15 pounders, but I'm happy enough to go off to that festival next week and see how we do with it. If I lose it, well, it's a big swim, always getting it back out of there, but hey, look, let's not even think about that. I'm happy. I think it's worked. Touching wood, as usual. But look, you'll see this video, and the next video you'll see will be the one of the 3-day festival. I hope I win it. I did last year, as I said before, so no reason why I can't do it again, hopefully. But anyway, as I say, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, click the button. If you want to subscribe, please do. And until the next time then, bye for now.